Buenos Dias Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a motherfucking ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a motherfucking snack addict. Bye-ya. Bye-ya. Orale, as you can tell by that thumbnail right there. Yes, indubitably. In a menudo style in direct fashion, we're going to get straight into it. Questions have been poised, and they're about to be answered. So because I move fast with a purpose. That's how I get down. I answer the questions that the people ask me. Sasuke, gun, do you got a big old peeps? Yes, I do. See? I answer. They're asked, I answer. Hey, Sasuke, hey, do you sleep with my old lady? That I can't answer. Allegedly. Anyways, in a menudo style, let's get straight into it. Sanger, Holmes, Varrio Chankla. For those of you that don't know that are from down south and ain't never heard of a Varrio fucking Chancla, orale, pinche Chancla. The only thing they know about Chanclas is wearing them to Santa Monica Pier or getting beat by their mother with them. Look, I'm going to tell you in real life. There's an old school Varrio in Fresno County in the city of Sanger called Varrio Chankla. Okay, the Chancleros. They've been around for very, very, very long time. It's one of the older Varrios, if not one of the oldest in Northern California. It was established a long time ago in the 30s and 40s and has been around, right? So it's been around, eh? But in the beginning, it was just Chancleros, okay? A lot of people like to believe that they were Nortenos and that's how it started. So that's how it materialized and that's how they came up. But Charlie, man, we're going to take it back a little bit further than others. Utterly Betty right. Tonight is the night. Literally, right? We're going to take it back. So it started back actually in the Pachuco days. Sabes que Pachuco, Chancleros, Varrio Chancla, right? Where they derived their name, Varrio Chancla, I can't call it like an alcoholic, man. I'm not that, Sabes que I can't dig a hole, Holmes, and dig that deep in their history. But what I will tell you in a menudo standard direct fashion is that Varrio has been around, okay? All the way back to the Pachuco days, pre-Norte and Sur, pre-Norteños and Sureños soldados that were out there on the yardas maintaining and getting it live, like Earth, Wind, and Fire. Way before that, okay, the vatos were handling business. Now, eventually, when the Northern cause started to take rise, these vatos being in Northern California, or actually Central California, more towards the north, right off that 99 in the city of Sanger, Fresno County, decided that for no other reason they should go with the Norteño carro, right? You know, at that time, the Fresno area was pretty thick with F-14ers, Fresno Norteños, and then, of course, Bulldogs came around later, and you already know how that worked out. Bow, wow, wow, yippee-yo, yippee-yay, bow, wow. Orale, it worked out for them. But even prior to that, so Chancla started banging Norte. So when I met some Chancleros, they were already Norteños. And I started learning the history of their Varrio and that it was very old school, and they were well respected. You know, they were well respected coming out of Fresno County. At that time, there was a lot of F-14ers that were heavily influencing the game out there in the city of Fresno. You know, people would get incarcerated. They'd get pulled. They'd be part of a certain organization. They'd get out. They'd pull more people in. There was a lot of pulling, huh? What about push? Push, pull, strive. Fuck the push and the strive. I thought they were just pulling people. Anyway, so they were pulling a lot of individuals. Now, about the time that F-14 and Fresno started to decide that if for no other reason they should do it as a bulldog thing, they should let the fucking huelga bird fly and just put the collar on. That's when the Chancleros started to realize, hey, Houston, we have some perros, right? There was a problem. There was going to be an issue because Sanger is located right there in Fresno. Now, Sanger has always had a nice little, the wind's blowing, influence of Southsiders. I can't call it like an alcoholic. I don't know why they decided to move it to Sanger of all areas, but they have been flag planted, established in the city of Fresno, or Spencer, Fresno boys are about to call me right now. They'll be like, hey, big, trip out, right? In the city of Sanger, there are Sureños of Fresno. Stop it, right? So this is how it went. Now, this was their common enemy. The enemies used to go at it, okay? The north and the south, the traditional enemies. Varrio Chancla, from Sanger, and the Sanger Sureños. That's what they called themselves. Now, I've met vatos from all sides, both sides, no side, the Fresno side, right? I've met them. And I can say they're very well respected and they hold their own. They're down for their cause, Holmes. They're down to put in their work. They're down to whistle while they work and they're going to handle their business. But I will tell you that about the time that Fresno started to, slap to the left, wait up, that's right, to the right, orale, whatever. When they decided to red wave up out of there and leave the Norte, man, and say, you know what, Charlie Hoes, we're going to do our own thing. Hey, money's going to buy my back up. La onda shit, right? For power. They bounced on the North and they say, you know what, we're no longer part of this organization. We're no longer going to be structured and take rules and regulations for the higher ups. We're going to do our own thing. Pero con pinche renegades. You know what I mean? That's what they did. They bounced. You know what I mean? And Vatos weren't playing. Pedazo time. But they bounced. Sanger was still there. Fresno County. And they were Nortenos. And that was a stronghold, okay? Chankla was a very well-known barrio. And there was a fight for Chankla. Because being that seasoned, that well-versed in the game, and having that much history, what do you think happens? An old school Varrio like that, motherfuckers are going to be like, damn, Sasuke Holmes, they pose a threat. They could dance underwater and not get wet, right? Vatos were like, fuck, yeah, hold, right? Tripping out. And so what happened was a lot of these Vatos from Sanger, Chankla, Barrio Chancla, used to get incarcerated in Fresno County jail. It's their county, Holmes. And there was constantly guerra. There was constantly war. You know, there was other Norteños in the Fresno County area, like West Fresno Norte, and sprinkled here and sprinkled there. But at this time, man, the Bulldogs were putting an ultimatum down. They weren't going to let no Norteños walk their GP in Fresno County jail. They started relegating the Norteños to certain pods in Fresno County jail. It was on and cracking, man. You couldn't tell the difference. People were able to be a chameleon, able to wiggle. So there was a lot of animosity, a lot of friction, a lot of pleito going on in Fresno County jail at this time. We're talking about mid-90s. It was cracking, that's it, right? Vatos were going at it. And of course, Chankla was involved in the mix. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit more about Chankla, but let me tell you about a little history of a Vato I met, a Chanclero, a real one. So let's get wherever you're at, homie. My respect. And that's the homeboy little Chuko from Chankla, Varrio Chankla. I remember meeting him in the California Youth Authority in Fred C. Nellis, and he rolled up and he was a little itty bitty tiny guy. So he kind of looked like that Vato mini-me. You know what I mean? Only just a little bit taller and smaller head. You know what I mean? Because mini-me con un big ass fucking cabeza. Anyway, so here he comes, right? Mobbing in. And he was the hardest motherfucker on planet Earth. Not Earth. Earth. And he came mobbing in like, and I remember when he came in with the homeboy Sykes from Goshen, Tulare County, Martin Martinez, right? They both came in, and I got at both of them on an individual basis, man. Said, "Okay, watch out, like I'm a shot caller." I got at him. I did though, right? So I got at him, and I was like, "Hey, bro, what's up? Where you from?" He said, "Varrio Chancla." I said, "Nah, you gotta be kidding me." I said, because I ain't never heard of Chancla prior to this point, right? You know what I mean? He says, "Okay, they named your Varrio after a fucking stinky Chancla, right?" He was like, "No, Charlie, hey, that's my Varrio." So, hey, I bet you my Varrio is older than yours. I said, "Okay, watch out, he wants to bet me. Okay, don't you know what you want to thumb wrestle too, bitch? Right? What's happening?" Anyways. After I realized and I found out, okay, this Vato is from Varrio Chancla. It's verified. I vetted him. It was cool. He was a homeboy. And I liked him. He was a very quiet, ugly individual. So, que pensa la tira, wherever you're at, Chooks, right now, get at me, right? He was a very ugly individual, was a little short, ugly, looked like a fucking thug. Looked like Oakland Latinos United. Spend time just fucking with you, right? But he was just like, but at the same time, he was down for the Norte. He was down for his Varrio. And he was representing Varrio Chancla to the fullest and in a good light. Okay? Every fucking time we went to the square, every time we got involved in any type of mix, he was in the mix. So that's it was just, look at your watch, I say, orale. To what degree of in the mix? The highest degree. Menudo. This Vato was able to sass every time he went to the square. He was able to fucking handle his business, and everyone knew automatically that Chuko was involved. So Chuko wasn't involved because he was in the caja. All right, dispensa la tira. It was something like, okay, I know he got down. I know he's with the business. I know he's with the program. But anyways, so I remember one day, this is a funny story. We're kicking back. We're kicking back in the day room. I mean, in the dorms, right? And they had a tall wall and a short wall. We're right down the short wall. We're playing dominoes. You know what I mean? Both the doors, bitch, right? We're doing our thing. And some Vato came walking up. He was from Laguna Vikings, Laguna Parque Vikings. I don't know if you guys know, ever heard of that water, but it's located in the LA area. Anyways, he comes mobbing up. Just a little short ass Southsider, right? But a little stocky one, right? And we're playing. At this time, I was a little bit taller than the rest of the homeboys, you know, such a hey, I just kept growing and growing and growing. Pipa as well, right? So I'm just right there playing dominoes with the homeboy Chuko. And he comes up, he's like, hey, ese, you know, I'm trying to see you in the latrine area. And I said, to what degree of mammon is going to go on here, right? Fuck this. I didn't know we got. And he was like, hey, I'm trying to see you in the latrine area, which is the bathroom, right? And the homeboy's like, you talking to me? He said, yeah, I'm talking to you. I said, no, not you. I said, him. I said, to what essay are you talking to? Right? You know what I mean? Because I don't even know. It's like, okay. He was like, I'm talking to Chuko from Sanger. I said, and Chuko was you gotta say, these are both littler guys, but Chuko was way littler. He was a little small, skinny, like I said, ugly motherfucker, right? And I was like, and I felt some type of way. I regret that shit, right? I was like, hey, bro, and I thought I was brave that day. I thought I was bad, right? I was like, hey, homie, why don't you call me out? He said, because I ain't calling you out. I'm calling him out. I said, but to what degree are you calling him out? I said, the highest degree. I said, fuck that, eh? Why don't you call me out? Because I'm calling you out now. So I said, we can see each other when we see each other. He's like, you know what, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. It's Vikings on mine, right? Whoever wants to do it, let's go in the bathroom. I said, damn, making the Norte look better right here. I got this, Chuko. Watch this. I should have let him go. Anyway, so I remember me and the homeboy Bad Boy from Sakura. You know, he brought one sureño with him, you know what I mean, to watch his back, You say, get my backside. And I brought the homeboy too, right? The homeboy Bad. And boom, we all went in the bathroom. So I was scared that everyone was keeping point for the placas. You know, you have to have lookouts. Vatos are like, don't even trip us. I got him under surveillance, right? So they're peeping out the placa. And we go up in this fucking latrine area. I remember looking around. There's an Africano taking a mean on us. I was like, damn, hoes, we got to fight it here. It smells like straight cagada. He's in there like, hey, bro, can I get a little privacy essays? I was like, nah, man, on Paru, man. You know what I mean? Come on now. Anyways, bam, he takes his little masa and boom, he bounces. And now we're like, get it then. And in YA, you handle your business. There is no ifs, ands, or buts, or hey, can we do it around the corner because this kid smells like shit, right? Nah, ain't none of that, man. Says kid, hey, they call it Dunkin' Donut. You're gonna dunk his fucking head in that donut of that fucking latrine if you can. And so we start getting it. And I don't know about you, gente. I don't like to bust some brags. I know I got them things, you know, one time for your mind, and you'll see it pretty soon, right? I don't like to sit here and bullshit, but I will tell you this. That motherfucker whipped my hand. He put tips on me, fingertips and toes on me. Man, have you ever fought a little guy or even a fucking person and you can't win, right? You just can't win. There's nothing you could do. It didn't matter how many times I was swinging and I had the advantage. I was taller, I was leaner, I was meaner, I looked better. So, okay, right? I had a bigger piece, I think, right? I'm just in this motherfucker chunking him. And I was catching him. This motherfucker was doing one of these. He was in the offense defense, right? And every fucking hit, it wasn't necessarily that he had hands, but every fucking hit he threw with his meaty ass little short fucking bony hands caught me. Double up, right? I was like, ooh, splitting my shit. I was like, let's get the money. Anyways, I got so frustrated after being hit 155 times, right? I said, fuck, where's it about to from? Compton, right? After being hit that many times, I just fucking snatched him up and tried to fucking pick him up and rock bottom him. I was mad. Straight up, I was frustrated. That's the word of the day. Highly frustrated, right? To the highest degree. And so what happened was, I remember snatching him, throwing him in the latrine, and Pablo, right? I had to get my issue. And we dipped up out of there. And I remember I came out, Chuko was like, did you handle business? And I fucking had sangre leaking from my face, balas right here in my mouth, my shit was all bubbled up. Next time, have your own back, right? I blamed him for it. And I remember Chuko saying, hey, man, I would have had a business. Trip out of this. You guys want to hear a funny story? They fought 3 days later and Chuko knocked him out. I give up. I can't win. What the fuck? I should just tap out right now. Anyways, I remember the homeboy Chuko was just a good vato from Chankla. Now, I met a couple other individuals from Chankla in California Youth Authority. By the time I started to go to prison, they had already decided that if for no other reason, they should drop the Nortes. And we're going to get into that right now. So what happened in the city of Fresno was Bulldogs weren't letting anyone function like that in Fresno County Jail. If you were Norteno homes, it was on site. The funk was on. And the same thing was going on with us in prison as well. The red wave was happening, meaning that the Bulldogs were going their own separate way. And it was on a cracking, as it is right now, on site, on a cracking. 30-something years later, shit ain't never changed, right? Motherfuckers will get their business. But Sanger and Varrio Chankla being one of the oldest established Varrios, the Bulldogs wanted that Varrio. So okay, they wanted it. They said, we need that. We're going to go ahead and separate ours from yours. We're going to go ahead and need that. To what degree? Alright, flip a coin, Norte. Heads or tails. Tails. Never fails. Alright, Bulldog. They got in and they got theirs, right? A lot of vatos from Chankla started to get locked up, a lot of youngsters, man, and they started to get manipulated, homes. that mind state, that mindset that a lot of these old perros had, man, was able to manipulate these vatos and told these youngsters from Chankla, hey, since you guys are a very well-known barrio of Nortenos, since you guys are well-established, you've been around for a long time, so we're going to allow you guys to walk the linea with us, whereas other Nortenos wouldn't. Now, most Nortenos would be like, Bella, orale, you're going to put stains in the back of Frankie's GTO, right? Nah, they would be like, fuck that, Holmes. You know what I mean? If we can't all go, if we can't all jump, one jump, all jump. But these vatos of Charlie, Holmes, being from an old barrio like that, being from a well-respected barrio, they decided, you know what, fuck it, we're a little different. And they ordered 2 Chainz, right? They were different, and they decided to go way on that linea. And of course, fire, going fucking caveman, right? The fucking Bulldogs decided that for no other reason they should manipulate the masses, right? And they were able to twist up the Chankla, the Chancleros, and start to gravitate into their values, start to befriend them, start to develop relationships. And eventually, the whole Bulldog gang went in like, right? And they went in like some perro chatos, and they took a bite out of Sanger, they took a bite out of the Varrio Chankla, and Varrio Chankla flipped gradually from Nortenos into Bulldogs. So now it's a very well established in Fresno, Fresno County as it's always been. But now no more Norte. Now it is Chankla Bulldogs, Varrio Chankla. I met one. Trip out. I was in Fresno a few days ago, right? We'll just say that. I was in Fresno just cruising. Utterly cruising forever, right? I was on my smoky shit. Utterly smoky, right? And I was cruising. And who did I run into? Couple perro chatos, right? They recognized me from YouTube. Hey, dog. I was like, oh, fuck. I was just trying to go to the dollar store. I just wanted, hey, you know the fucking little baked ribs they have there? I wanted about 6 of those to the dome right there. I'm trained, right? I needed protein. So I just wanted to go to the dollar store and do my own wiggle, man. I didn't want to go there and fucking sign autographs and hugs and fucking, you know what I mean? About just trying to lick my ear and say, get up off me, Holmes. I don't play that. You know what I mean? But hey, these 2 perros, real righteous homeboys, right? They were like, hey, what's up, bro? Hey, what's up, dog? Are you that vato from YouTube? And I said, oh, clickety clack, right? Allegedly. I said, what's up with it, man? They said, hey, we watch this shit, man. We be on your lives and shit. We just don't comment. What's up, perro? We're from Sanger, Holmes, from Varrio Chankla. I said, is that right? And I started to tell them the same story that I just told, right, about the Chancleros. And they couldn't believe it. They never even knew some of their history. They were like, hey, Holmes, we've always been Bulldogs. We've always had that love. And I said, Charlie, bro, you had to understand, these vatos have been born. They were youngsters. They were born con un pinche Caesar, tight pants, and funny shoes. They were fucking born, bro, after Chankla already became Bulldogs. See, I predate that shit. I'm like a caveman. I predate some shit, right? So I predated all that. I was back when Chankla was Nortenos. So I started to tell them, they were like, Charlie, they started getting all huffy and puffy. I was about to fucking do the Birdman on one of them, you know what I mean? Put some respect on my name. But anyways, they were good perros, man. We chopped it up, got you, like, show me your number, let's do a party one time, you know? Fuck it, let's party, right? Because I ain't scared of no dog, man. I go fuck with them. Anyways, with that being said, right? So we were chopping it up. But I just think, you think back, gente, a very old established, imagine if of old Varrio, like 38th Street in LA, or 18, or Clanton, or White Fence, you know, one of these older barrios, right? Decided that if for no other reason they should leave the sur and start fucking, okay, maybe not be in their own mix, but just switch to a whole nother fucking organization, a whole nother agenda. It doesn't happen. It doesn't mean that the Norteño lost their grasp or lost their hold on that barrio. I think the barrio initially was just manipulated, seeing what was around them, and said, fuck, Holmes. What is that, Holmes? You're fucking waving your flag? Charlie, Holmes, that's the motherfucking white flag, you see? You know what I mean? Spencer Holmes, I'll skip my shit over. Anyways, and that's just what it is. So that's a little bit of a history lesson on Varrio Chankla. You know, one of the most established, oldest hoods up north in Northern California that decided that for no other reason, they should do the real Chankla, the flip and the flop. And they flipped and flopped. Now, I have no disrespect towards real Chancleros, real F-14ers, old school motherfuckers that were doing it back in the days, because they were as real as they came. Like I said, I've heard stories from my tios. So I was Simon, tío Tupacas. Hey, I'm the Chancla, you know what I mean? They're about it. He told me stories, you know what I mean? Con un pinche R hanging out and shit. You know, so, and I've heard stories from different tios where they told me, yeah, the vatos from Chancla had a lot of respect in prison in the 70s and the 80s. But it happens, man, such is life. You know, things change. Seasons change. Oh, Paros! Seasons change. Things change. You never know what a difference a day will make, right? And the Chancleros are of no more. They're now Varrio Chankla Bulldogs. Now, Chankla will always be around. whether it's Sul, Norte, or Perro. You know what I mean? It's a Chicano thing, it's a brown thing, and it's one of the older Varrios that is to be respected. I just thought it was very mysterious how they fucking switched up, but then I thought about other Varrios and other hoods, and I said, thank you, vaqueros, la primera! Round and round, like Tevin Campbell says, round and round. It just keeps going round and round. This gang shit. It's a whole lot of gang shit on gang, right? Anyways, with that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. I hope that you get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about struggling, striving for your family. I can't switch up on them. Can I flip and I flap? Chankla. You already know what it is. Hey, if you got love for the gun, man, and you fuck with me, hit that thumbs up one time for your mind. If not, that's cool. Spence on la tira. That's cool. Hit that motherfucking thumbs down. Heavy as the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I truly believe in, what is the betterment of our people. You know what I mean? Coming together for power. Orale, Carlos! No! Carlos didn't come together for power. He tried to come together like buck cheeks and they clapped them. Orale, pockets. Put away your spear. You already know what it is. With that being said, this is the gun. Shout out and respects to the San Fernando Valle. You already know what it is. Bang, bang.